Hello and welcome everybody back to Ungentlemanly Warfare. Kebablord here, and we are continuing with Season 2 of Anno 1800. And yeah, in the last episode we added a new little compass to our nice empire. Under this episode we are going to continue expanding in Bright Sands before we will start with the story quest of Crown Falls, so that we have more time to get more resources and so on, which will allow us to then continue building again. Yay, waiting times! But good thing that Anno 1800 gives us enough ways to actually spend that time properly. Okay then. Good news first. We have more than enough resources of everything. There's not much that we need aside from maybe a little bit of rum, but rum is not really important here for us. And what we want to have here is a very
the
lot.
presence of a virtuoso.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, we are not going to want, of course, more notifications.
Heartless.
Heartless. That is all you have to say to me, yeah?
Now have the required permit to expand the campus.
We make the best of what we have.
Heartless. That is all she had to say. Now I officially feel misunderstood. But yeah, as promised, we are going to increase the size of our little city here. That way we will get more influence. And long term I will get the influence back that I spent on our little war fleet. Okay, then. I wish we could just build investor buildings right from the start. Instead of having to go through all the development stages of the people. So, by the way, hospital still in reach, not as much as it should be.
I've just been delving into your heritage.
So, it seems like Carl is not really liking us. But to be honest, I don't really give two shits about what Carl is thinking. Because in the end, he's just an obstacle. And obstacles exist to be removed and to learn from it.
I'm confident it's ready to go.
Though I somehow have my doubts that there's much we can learn from Carl. Maybe once we sign our next non-aggression pact, I'm simply going to buy his capital and be done with it. I mean, it's not like we are going to need the share income that we are getting. I mean, it only makes 153,000 out of our 1 million profit. If we continue like that, we will soon have enough tourism income to take up with our maintenance costs, so there's that. So soon we are going to get the next pyramids. Alright, it takes an eternity for them to be ready to upgrade. I totally forgot about that. And yes, I know, I sound totally salty again about the game. It's just, I'm very easily annoyed with waiting times. Oh, would you look at that? We are not getting enough electricity. So, we need more peasant houses. So that the people living here can eat all the fish that we are not producing.
Competitors are now at war.
So hopefully that would...
Ceasefire has ended.
Of course we have to renew a ceasefire, otherwise we will get a notification
I
overload
also have
again.
my wife and children to think about.
We now have the required permit to expand the campus.
We also don't need to have to get everything to the level of investor. If there's sometimes, let's say, a patrician house out there, then I'm also totally fine. I just want to make sure that the city is as huge as possible, because that would in turn allow us to get as many people as possible, to level up our profile as much as possible. And an upgraded palace is a happy palace. Okay, then. Now it's time for the upgrades.
There's a better place for both of us. What holds
Yeah, shut up, Sean. I don't need you. We don't need peace between our nations. Okay, here's the industry district. There's not much we are going to do in regards of expanding into that direction. So we have to expand here to the back. And we don't have an oil deposit, meaning that we need more oil. And we cannot reproduce it on that island. Do we have too much oil here? Yep, we actually do. But that would be too much of a transport. I'm just thinking, should we get another mine? And let it produce oil for us? I mean, in theory, we have an overproduction in regards of oil. But again, theory. And we would have to develop another item. Yeah, no thank you. Also, that power plant still has a bit of reach.
An explosion in one of your factories.
Happy now, game. It's actually quite funny. Every time I play Anno 1800, I really enjoy it. But if I start doing a little side project like Anno 2205, I tend to notice the issues more. Which is really interesting, and I've said it countless times, but I will still continue to say it. Anno 2205 is not a bad game. In some regards, it's even superior to 1800.
Now have the required permit to expand the campus.
So maybe we need one other power plant that can then be standing right here in the back or somewhere like that. So that one we can move a little bit to the left.
This city is a magnet for genius.
So, upgrade.
Looks fair, but there's mold in the walls.
You cannot upgrade because you need a school.
We now have the required permit to expand the campus.
That here's now also a bit of premium bullshittery. Let me guess, you guys are going to need a school as well.
Dealing with you could be a lottery.
Then I guess it's also time to build here a little university.
Mine is a life half-lived.
And you will later be replaced with other buildings.
Competitors are now at war. Ceasefire has ended.
No surprise there, and yes, I had to go
Ship
into an
under
alliance with Bente just to make sure that Karl continues to like me.
Hold that
And he still
sword.
takes an eternity for
Why, it
lobbying.
was
That
nothing
is
at
something
all.
that also 2017 did so much better.
Count yourself lucky, you pimple. You and
Yeah.
your long clothes. I want to look after everyone.
At this point I also can't really be bothered to get rid of all the public buildings that the people then don't need anymore. For a very simple reason that that amount of optimization is simply too time consuming and not really entertaining.
We now have the required permit to expand the campus.
Well, then let's get even more permits. By the way, did we now get all the stuff that we need from Tobias?
Today.
Oh, not yet.
Lie until tomorrow.
But most of the stuff is full. Ah, we don't even have a seafood stew. A seafood stew trade agreement, or import agreement, or whatever. That of course explains it. That should solve our little problem. And in the meantime, we will simply get a couple of more permits. So, time to go back to Bright Sands. A city that is now heavily growing. So, and I have to admit, I'm actually thinking about pausing this series after a couple of episodes once we are done with all the stories. Because even those story quests will have waiting times in them. And as I said, we are now in the phase of a game where we just repeat existing patterns. Like building cities full of investors.
There we are, all better.
In order to get more influence, which will then allow us to get more prestige. Because we are going to build up our palace. I'm really looking forward to see where the next DLC goes with the tourism, but I also don't think it is going to do that much for us.
We now have the required permit to expand the campus.
Oh, would you look at that? Another campus expansion. But yeah, our city of Bright Sands is evolving. I'm honestly very happy about that kind of progress that we are now having here in the old world.
Don't mind a bit, Foraging.
So, about university. We don't really have university stuff here right now. That is why we will build one here. Yeah, that looks about right.
Your chance to fight for something any way the wind blows, eh?
Why should I fight for
Better
something?
hold
Why
up.
should I fight for you? I don't even know who you are fighting against. The Purforians have been defeated. There's no threat left. Aside from the Queen, but she is so incompetent that, well, she is not really a threat. Missing goods, yeah? You're missing oil? But in theory, we should be producing enough oil. Nope, we should not. And we are not. Okay, that is something that we can actually do. We can create a couple of oil trade routes in between these islands. Oh, would you look at that? We can now have nearly 500,000 research points. So great that we cannot cure
Only a
research.
boor would scorn such amenity.
At least that allowed us to upgrade our profile a bit again. Meaning we can continue to build our palace. Which will further its range. Yeah, we can build 4 new palace wings. Isn't that exciting? Slowly but steadily, our palace is taking shape. Now we need just around 200 to 300,000 people more, because apparently the amount of population that we need for the upgrade is rising exponentially. Maybe the high-rise DLC will solve this issue. I can at least hope so.
Down, I know you're a tattletale.
So, how far is now the reach of the palace going? Quite a bit. We'll soon reach the next trade unions and then also apply the bonuses. Of needing less workforce, having a production bonus and so on. So, yeah, nice.
We now have the required permit to expand the campus.
So we are going to lose a couple of population again once we run out of gramophones, right? Ah no, they're only necessary for happiness. Then, never mind. Well, you can actually still have them. Just because I'm not really needing them doesn't mean that we should instantly get rid of them. Ah, you're not yet ready for the upgrade. Ah, right, waiting times.
It's our human rights.
Oh cool, we now ran out of building material. That means we now have to wait anyways. We actually ran out of timber. Wow, that is nothing that I have foreseen actually. Or that I expected to happen anytime soon. So, Carl, can we offer you a gift? Yep, we can. We need you to like us to 100% again. So we are not working ourselves on work clothes and fish. Good to know. That means it might be that we will have to focus on that production again at a later point. So I dare to say that we are also making quite a bit of progress with that area here. And it's time to build another hospital.
The people celebrate your leadership.
Now have the required permit to expand the campus.
And just imagine having to upgrade your palace without the Crown Fall DLC. It would be really hard to reach a high prestige level. And to unlock enough palace wings to actually do something. So now I have to wait again until there's more construction material in our storage. Oh, look at that, a tessellation error. But yeah, there's not much more population that I can cram into a singular city. However, am I getting that permit back? Yeah. I could actually go for the Department of Administration. Do that. Now they get at least a bit of electricity.
It's not so drab and dismal.
But the idea behind this is quite simple, actually. The idea is to increase the amount of population that we can put into a single one of those. Into a single one of those houses. I mean, each of those here is making it fairly easy for us. Due to the scholar residences actually having the same size as a town hall. Now, of course, we need actually electricity here again, yeah. Basically, I just came back to my original plan that I had. With this island. So, did we get in the meantime some construction material here? Apparently we did. Now we are waiting for timber again. But yeah, that is now how Bright Sands looks like.
We now have the required permit to expand the campus.
So, item development. We want to see what we can get for our scholar residences. Maximum residence plus 20%. Maybe we just need that item 5 times. Means we now have to individually click this 5 times. Every 10 minutes, 1 time. Yay! Okay, so... But as I said, this is our Bright Sands. It's looking really beautiful. Like a really busy, bustling city. Fully supplied by the docklands. So, that was now one of our expansion episodes. Let's see if we get soon enough all the materials that we need in order to upgrade here our engineers to investor level. So that we can get even more influence. And yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If yes, please consider giving this video a little thumbs up, because it would be a great help for the visibility of the channel to fight the latest changes of the YouTube algorithm. And if you have any feedback, questions, or whatsoever, then just type it down in the comments. Then hopefully people will reply to it. It might actually even be me. And yeah. If you want to get notified whenever something new is being uploaded to the channel, then make sure you're subscribed to it and that notifications are activated in your account setting. And with that, I say goodbye and see you next time in Anno 1800. Bye bye.